Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now on this video we are going to be doing the first principle, applying the first principle. So we are given the function f of x equals to 2 over x, and they are telling you use the first principle to find the derivative of this function or the gradient at any point of this function. So what you're going to do, or the f prime of x, or they might ask you to find f prime of x. They might ask you to find that using the first principle. So what you're going to do, like the previous videos, you say f prime of x equals to the limit as our h tends to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Like the previous video, we did what? We find f of x first, f of x plus h first, which is equals to 2 over x plus h. Remember, wherever you find x, you substitute with x plus h. So this is f plus this is f of x plus h. Then f of x is obviously 2 over x. Then you're going to substitute these values into the equation. So you're going to substitute this on f of x plus h, and you substitute your f of x in f. So that's what you have to do now on the next step. So we will say f prime of x equals to the limit. Never forget this, the limit as h tends to 0. If you forget this limit as h tends to 0, everything is going to be wrong. So never forget the limit as h tends to 0 of what is f of x plus h? It's 2 over h x plus h minus 2 over x. All this is over h. Then you're going to simplify. You say f of x equals to the limit as h tends to 0. How do you simplify this? I'm going to give you the easiest way to simplify this. Say you had a over b minus e over f. How will you go to simplify it? The first thing, you will say this multiplied by that. Let me do this. You will say a multiplied by f. So you're going to multiply this together. You'll get af. Then you say minus this minus is this one here. Minus b multiplied by e. B multiplied by e all over b multiplied by f. All over b multiplied by f. This is the same thing you have to use here. It's the same method you have to use there. This is the easiest method I know of adding or subtracting fractions. So first step, you're going to say 2 multiplied by x, which is 2x minus h x plus h multiplied by 2. We have 2 multiplied by x plus h all over x multiplied by x plus h, and everything is over h. This is the second step. Then you say f prime of x equals to the limit. Never forget the limit. H tends to 0 of, you have 2x minus 2x minus 2h all over x into x plus h all over h. Then you have f prime of x equal to the limit as as h tends to 0, as h tends to 0 of, this one cancels that one, 2x minus 2x, on top we will have 2h all over, let's just multiply x squared plus xh all over h. So f of x equals to the limit as h tends to 0. Now let's rewrite this whole thing in this form. We have minus 2h over x squared plus xh divided by h. We're going to write it like this. Now if you want to remove the division sign, you can erase this, put a multiplication. You can say this is multiplied by 1 over h. You see? Then this h will cancel that. Then we'll have f of x equals to the limit as h approaches 0 of minus 2 over x squared plus xh. X squared plus xh. Now you can substitute your 0. You can substitute your 0 on h. You can substitute your 0 on h because we do not have h as a standalone function. We don't have h as a standalone function. So you're going to substitute h equal to 0 here. So you will say f prime of x equals to, now you remove the limit, minus 2 over x squared plus x into 0, which is h. So f of x will be minus 2 over x squared minus 2 over x squared. This is your final